Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies. We're playing Transistor. What is this game, Adam?
So this is a game by Super Giant Games. One of my... They're fast becoming one of my favorite kind of indie or arcade. Probably like the Xbox arcade, like that kind of... Because they're not really indie, but they're definitely small time. They're one of my favorite developers. And they made a game back in like 2009, I think, called Bastion, which was really fun. And then they made this game that came out this year, and this is even better. So you're playing as this woman called Red, and you don't know anything about her when you first start. Like, all you know is that the game starts, that guy has a sword sticking out of him, which you grab, and now the sword is talking to you. And you don't know anything more than that. And the whole beauty of this game is you find out more as you play, because you'll come across dead people, and that sword is called the Transistor, and it can pull their souls into it. And you learn their backstory when that does that. But in order to gain more backstory, you have to use... And every soul has a power associated with it. And you have to use those powers in order to unlock more of the game's backstory and stuff. It ends up being a really, really cool experience. So, now I gotta fight this thing.
So how does the combat work?
So, the combat works in that eventually you'll be able to pause the game and kind of... I'll show you when it happens, but right now it's kind of like an isometric thing.
It's just an action game right now.
Yeah.
But eventually it's like turn-based, kind of?
A little bit, almost. It's kind of hard to explain. It's both because you can pause the game and set up a number of different moves and then have those play out, and then while the game is paused per se, then the enemies can't attack you. So you'll see it now. So I have up at the top of the screen, you notice that blue bar.
Yep.
If I move around, then it uses up some of that blue bar, and then I can use the attack, which uses up more, and then I'll use more. And then in execute plan, I can press right trigger. So boom, and then I hit those two guys, and so one of them is dead.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. And it's called turn. So hit, 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 and then I can execute. And so it really helps with combat, because there are times in this game where combat becomes really hard because they throw a lot of enemies at you, and you kind of need...
It gives you a chance to pause and
and just
examine
kind of
things.
And it's cool because when you do, like, the enemies don't stop when you do your series of moves.
Yeah.
They move around too, so sometimes it won't work. This game is super cool though.
I love the art style here.
Yeah, it's great. The best soundtrack I've ever heard for a video game, by far. Well, I don't know by far, but it's certainly... I don't even know if it's the best, but it's certainly up there.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. A lot of this game's beauty is in its story, which we're not getting, unfortunately, so I would recommend you go and play this on yourself.
I probably will. The art direction here is enough stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love cyberpunk stuff.
It's about a 5-hour game, I think.
Okay.
Or a little bit longer. I can't remember. I beat it in a weekend.
Do you level up and stuff?
Yeah. Well, you level up more. Like you don't level up yourself. You level up your abilities, and every ability in the game. So, hang on. How would I? So I think. No, hang on. Let's go back. So, and you press left trigger in order to cancel moves. So if you do something that you don't want, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do that. All right, that should kill everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. So every ability can either be used as an attack, as something to level up an attack, or as something that can be used to level up your basic stats, like your defense or your health or stuff like that, which is cool. So there's a lot of customization in this game. So now there's this person here, and I go over to them and I investigate them, and the sword Transistor is going to haul their soul out of the body.
So is everybody dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
and you don't know why. And that's part of the beauty of this game is you don't know. So I got a new ability. So if I press X, or wait,
Yeah, it's square. I'm using a...
PlayStation controller.
Yeah, but you're getting the Xbox prompts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. I can either do. I wonder how you get to the. Would it be this? Maybe no. There's a way you can activate like. Oh, here we go. I know what to do. Yeah, here we go.
Which was raining. Cover your tracks.
Oh, sorry. This isn't. I'm all flustered now because it's been a while since I played this game. So at certain points you'll be able to come across these terminals, and they're like kind of news terminals, and you can just read about what's happening. So it says tomorrow's forecast. Tomorrow's another day in Cloud Bank. How would you like it? And you can vote on which climate you want.
Rain's not even on the ballot.
And depending on how many votes the game gets or the system gets, it'll make it either warm and clear and light breeze or mild with scattered clouds. I'm going to go with mild with scattered clouds.
Mild and inoffensive.
Looks like you're getting scattered clouds.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. So clearly shows how technologically advanced the city is. And also, I like it because it shows, like, the city is based on voting. Like, everybody gets their own vote.
Where were we?
And the sword oh my god. The sword constantly narrates stuff.
He's talking a lot. Which is good.
That's kind of what you want in a game.
Let's go.
Destiny could have learned something from this.
Yeah. Oh, I filled them up. And it takes a while for your they call it turn to activate again. And so when that happens, you can't attack at all, which is kind of annoying. But if you plan it right, then you won't be in any danger, or you shouldn't be.
It's kind of like VATS in Fallout.
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
Gets thumbs up from me.
Was VATS in the original Fallouts?
VATS was the only way of combat in the originals. Kind of.
So it was
If
turn-based?
VATS, it wasn't VATS, but it was the games were turn-based.
Oh, okay.
So every turn you would get a certain number of action points, and you could either move or attack or whatever, like that.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah. And when you went into aim mode, it would come up like that, so you could target their head or their feet or whatever you wanted.
Yeah, okay. Is like the first Fallout games, like nobody really seems to talk about them anymore, but they were like at the time like landmark video games, weren't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The second, well, they're both on a lot of best of lists, but I think the second one's on a lot more than the first.
Okay.
The second one takes all the good stuff from the first one and just expands on it all.
That's the one where you get like a car and a super mutant and a dog companion, don't you?
Hey, let's just go.
Yep.
Come on, just go.
So
I love those games.
I love this game.
Yeah, I've got to sit down and play this after we finish.
Oh, see?
Yeah, she dodged it.
Yeah.
Is that a shadow?
Yeah. So that shadow can attack me too.
Can you attack the shadow?
There's no point, kind of, because it won't hurt this thing. And a lot of the...
Are there lyrics?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because the protagonist of this game is a singer. And that's like her singing.
Oh.
Which is you just learned that, so I'm not ruining anything for people. Oh, so if I don't get to those quick enough, then they become part. The enemies in this game are called the process. Do that.
So if you leave those, will they reform into the big thing again?
No, but they'll just kind of bop around and attack me.
Okay. So this is pretty. Like, how deep can this get? I guess
for strategy.
Yeah, like how
Pretty
many do you get different attacks you can do?
Oh yeah, you get I think 10, But each of those attacks can be used as a... So you only have so many spots available.
Mhm.
So you can have all 4 attacks available, or you can only have 2 and then have a lot of upgrades to your attacks.
Can you
and
level
stuff.
up the length of that bar?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of the abilities that you unlock.
Cool.
And I don't know. There's just something about this game that's really engrossing. It's kind of like I don't know. There's a game that it's almost like BioShock Infinite in a way, in that like it's just a world you get like totally lost in.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that.
Yeah. So okay, you can level up. Sorry, I'm just wondering how you get how you can modify those abilities, because there is a way. I forget the controls. It's been a while since I've played this game. Because it came out in May, I think, and that's when I last played it.
Okay. This didn't used to be here.
But it's one of the prettiest looking games.
Oh yeah, the style's awesome.
Oh, I know what to do. And then, yeah, and there's some puzzles aspects with this as well.
Let's pretend that never happened. Hey, Mr. Moyle, you in there?
And there's only ever one voice actor in this game, and that's the sword. Yeah, there's
Apart from the singing.
Yeah, and the singing helps to tell the story as well, which is nice. In that it kind of gives, like, if you're paying attention to the lyrics, so it doesn't tell like really useful story aspects, but it kind of like sets the mood for the story, and like what else does it do? It set the mood and like what kind of backstory kind of stuff for Red, which is the main character.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is cool.
All right, let's go. Did you want to play for a bit?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Oh, you're getting hammered there. Okay.
Hand me the controller at the worst possible
Sorry.
time. That's all right. How do I do the
Right trigger. And then press left trigger if you want to cancel stuff. And then those are your attacks there. Hold B if you want to like direct it, like how you aim.
Hold B?
Yeah, so like instead of just pressing B, you can hold B to like shoot, like direct that beam. And that's all you can do because your bar is full.
All right. And
How about this?
Yeah, so there you go. So you killed that little one, but the big one's still there. Get to the cell door, it'll respawn. And the enemies all have this really cool design where they're not like evil; they just seem like machine. I don't know how to describe it. It's like machines or something. Jaunt is like teleport, so it doesn't actually do any damage.
okay. I thought I would have killed him there.
Well,
I'll try that again.
one more hit will probably do it. Yeah, he's dead there now.
Take that, big man thing.
There you go.
So I leveled up.
Yeah.
Do all? Oh, okay.
Oh, and you get access to so you can either get one of these new abilities. So just go. So bounce is chain reactive, deflective. So it's I think what that does is it shoots out like a little ball that bounces off people.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use it as the upgrade slot, and it adds reactive effects to most functions. So if you can either have that as a weapon, or you can use it for that beam thing, and the beam will start bouncing off people and hit more targets.
Okay.
And then that one is
Hides you.
the other hides you, and if you use it as a passive ability, if you hit people in the back, it'll like double the damage. So you can get a lot of, and I think there's like 10 or 12 of these abilities, and so depending on where you put them, it's all very strategic. So you can go for like a kind of backstab kind of character. You can go for somebody that does a lot of damage in the opening, then runs away and stuff. It's pretty good.
Let me try the mask. Okay.
We're still here.
So what do I have to do to apply that now?
I forget. Just go up to the access point. Sorry.
Look at that.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
I thought you could just do it yourself, but you can't. So these are all. So you see that bar on the left-hand side of the screen?
Mm-hmm.
That shows how many. So each of these abilities has a certain number of, like, I guess, as a cost to it, and you can only have that number of costs active. So any more than that, and you won't be able to have any more abilities. So you can press A to select that function, and then you can either place it in one of those areas. So either on a weapon A, B, X, or Y. You can place it as an upgrade to one of those weapons. So if you place it for an upgrade for A, then when you hit somebody in the back with that attack, then it'll do more damage.
Same with B, but B does a higher damage already, so I think I'll apply it on that.
Yeah, B's the that beam weapon.
Right. Okay, so that one is activated now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Just one more block. I want to show you something. Okay, there's a... Wait. Back.
Oh. Good. What is this now?
Designation jerk. So he's level 2. So because he killed the first one, this is an upgraded one. It's such a brilliant design for a combat system. I'm surprised games haven't done it before. If you know what I mean?
Oh, you piece of crap.
I don't know what that was.
That was the hard drive. Don't worry about it.
Okay. That sounds like something it's kind of worrying, but alright, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Alright. So you see how much damage you did there. Now scoot around behind him. And then hit B. So you do much more damage.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would finish him off. Oh, okay, no more.
That didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm terrible at this.
Yeah,
It
takes a little... It's a system that's easy to learn but hard to master. So once you get the basics of it, you get it. But then, like, learning the intricacies of everything, it's pretty cool. There's an attack you learn much later on that summons 2 robot dogs to your aid. That was pretty cool. So I summoned the 2 robot dogs, and then I had one other attack, and I just upgraded those a bunch. So they were really powerful. I don't know. There's something about these kind of like really pretty games that's just like it's a feast for the eyes. That makes you want to like delve more into this world. Like clearly you're dealing in a really futuristic world, but there's something happening, and there's like some sort of like it's almost like a fungal growth happening to the city.
Yeah.
It's a great set. What do you think is what's your favorite setting for a video game? Do you think or the video game that had the best setting?
I'm a sucker for sci-fi stuff. Like I love space environments, but I also love cyberpunk environments.
Okay.
So, Mass Effect is an obvious choice.
Yeah.
But games like Dead Space, which I think nailed the sci-fi, space stuff. But games like Deus Ex and Mirror's Edge also nailed the cyberpunky setting.
Mirror's Edge was more like modern though, as opposed to sci-fi. Like there were sci-fi elements.
It was sci-fi, but it was like it's not dystopian. What's the
E64 on ramp. 5 blocks down.
what's the name of the? I don't even know.
5 minutes in the future. That's what they call it on TV tropes.
Oh.
Or it's just like
it is in the future. It's not like lasers and stuff, but neither is Deus Ex. It's more like government-run society. What is that called?
I would
like
call
Hunger Games.
I would call that dystopian.
Dystopian?
It's just a different kind of dystopia.
Yeah. Oh, Accelerate. Dug a hole, eh? Yes, I do. So this is the story aspect.
Yeah, there. I love how most of the story in this game is like. There's only like 2 or 3 cutscenes in the whole game, and most of the story is explained. You got to pay attention to what that sword is saying, and like, levels are for the most part. They're not large levels, but there are paths that branch off, and if you go down those paths, you fight tougher enemies, but you gain. But like the sword will start expositing stuff about the world, and you just end up knowing more and more. It's a world with a lot of it's a game and story with a lot of symbolism and like there's a lot of thematic statements.
Yeah.
Just 10 more blocks in the set.
I never played Bastion.
That's another good game. I prefer this game, and you would probably prefer it too, because Bastion is fantasy, where this is definitely like sci-fi.
Right. I should have done more than that.
But it's definitely got. I think a lot of people like Bastion's protagonist or narrator better, because the narrator in Bastion has this kind of like almost like how would you describe it? Like a blues kind of voice, where he like it's a guy that you would want singing the blues to you. A very kind of like rough, gruff kind of voice, but it's also very like melodic. I don't know. It's hard to describe. He's like the coolest sounding voice you've ever heard. He was a really cool guy to have narrating your game, and he would narrate the whole thing. So if your character was, if you put down the controller and went out to get get a drink or something and came back, the narrator might say, "Kid waited around for a little bit. Guess he was tired." And just stuff like that, which was really cool. Loved how they put it into this game. The sword doesn't do that as much, but like if you're walking around and you get hit, he'll be like, "Oh, watch out," and stuff like that. It's kind of like Elizabeth in that way, where it's just a really cool protagonist in that, or a pretty cool companion. Sorry, games have been doing that really well recently.
Companions, yeah,
because you have Ellie from Last of Us. You have Elizabeth, who's like my personal favorite, just because like I felt like Elizabeth did a little bit more than Ellie. Not that Ellie's a bad protagonist, but I thought Elizabeth was I don't know. I just kind of liked her better. I liked her overall design better, and I like the twist that came with her aspect of the story in BioShock Infinite, and I like Wheatley. Wheatley was a cool companion.
Yeah.
In a different kind of way, though. I think like I was sold on that game when he's like, he wakes you up and he's like, "All right, just say hello for me. Just say hello." And you press A to say hello, and he jumps. Like, "All right, you're jumping, but that's normal. Can you say apple for me? Just say apple." And you jump again. He's like, "Right, well, good enough." And so it turns out that you might have serious brain trauma. Don't panic. Although, if you are panicking, try to hold on to that feeling, because that's the right feeling that you have for being told that you have serious brain damage.
Was that Steve Merchant doing that voice?
I think so. I wish, like, I'm kind of glad that eventually that's what happened. Like, do you think it's okay to spoil what happened at the end of
Portal 2?
Yeah, because it came out a couple years ago.
Spoiler alert.
But like it, when he gets like trapped on the moon, I'm kind of sad that happened to him, because I liked him. I would have preferred if you kind of saved him, because he wasn't that bad of a guy. It's just like he got like corrupted with power. But I'm like, at the same time, it was kind of interesting how like what happened to him. Just go back to the access point. So press Y to inspect functions. Just go up to a function, press Y. So yeah, so you don't know who this guy is, but the more you use him, the more it unlocks. And so this is the sword.
Okay.
Or whoever is talking to the sword. That's who this guy's soul is.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know much about him. So you've decrypted the first kind of part of the story. Actually, just go out for me and then go over to the first one. That one, and press Y. So that's the main character.
Okay.
And so you have the first part of the story unlocked, but in order to know more about her, you have to unlock obviously more of the story, and to do that, you have to use this ability not as an active attack, but as an upgrade for another weapon. And when you use that so many times, then it'll upgrade the next part of the story. And then in order to upgrade the last, or to access the last part of the story, you have to use this ability as a character upgrade.
Right.
So I think that's pretty cool. And then, like...
These are all the dead people we found.
Yeah. And,
Shomar.
Schasberg. And just, like, through their like, stories, you learn more about the world.
Mm.
It's, and, like, what happened to it and why this stuff called the process is taking over the world and stuff. Very interesting storytelling.
Yeah, it looks like it. So what are these yellow things?
I'm not sure what they are. I can't remember.
I can't even touch them.
Yeah.
Oh!
So a lot of enemies in this game, you don't have to go into that...
Come over here. Oh! Ha.
You don't have to go into that like mode, but if you go if you're like swamped by a group of enemies, then it's obviously
right.
Yeah. Another game that did combat really well that came out this year was Child of Light. I'd get that game as well. That was a pretty cool game.
Is that that's more JRPG though? Right?
Yeah. But you get a cool ability or a cool aspect of that game is one of your characters is a firefly, and if you move the firefly over enemies, it causes them to slow down. So like everybody has like an attack bar that fills up, and then you can attack. And if you move the firefly over an enemy, it'll slow down their attack bar. So you can theoretically cause an enemy to never have an attack if you time your attacks right, because you can. You can like, if you attack an enemy at a certain point, it will interrupt their attack, and then the bar will have to start all over again. But the same thing can happen to you, so you got to be really careful. And you can tag party members in and out really easily. So like every party member has a specific thing that they do. Like they either buff your team, debuff the enemy. They do long ranged attacks. They do elemental attacks. They do like physical attacks, that kind of stuff. Really cool game. If you're looking for like a maybe 10-hour romp.
So I can't put it on that one. I have to unlock that second.
Yeah, but you could put A on X, if that makes sense.
Right. Let's do that.
All patched up.
So now X is better.
No, because you didn't...
Oh,
yes, you did, because you got a new one, yeah. So, yes. But if you wanted to take... So just go into... just go over to the first one there. Press X, and now go over to that. Go over to Jaunt, and inspect function.
Yep.
Or not inspect. Sorry.
Guess he went out joyriding one night.
Up. Just hit. Is it possible to hit X or A or I don't know.
All right, now I got nothing.
Okay. Here, can I see?
Yep.
Let me do. All right.
Watch your legs, because the cable's under it.
Oh, sorry.
No.
So I can place that one either here or... So I'm going to put this there and then this there. So Breach will stun and disrupt targets, exposing vulnerabilities. So if I do that, so now B is more powerful, and then I'll place this here and put this with that. So Spark will briefly render user undetectable. And then if I do this one, strike package to produce a large blast, and then that. Now strike low will detonate automatically and be usable during turn recovery. So that's pretty cool.
Mm.
So all your abilities are now kind of upgraded and stuff.
Okay.
It's kind of I don't know. It's kind of hard to. It's kind of a game where you kind of have to figure all this stuff out.
I got nothing on A.
You don't have to have all your weapon slots active, though. If you want to have something on A, you can. You can go back and change that.
That's fine. Okay, I think we're good. Do you know where to go?
Go up that way.
Gold Block still offers more questions than answers following the evacuation of the popular Cloud Bank district.
Northwest quadrant of Cloudbank remains offline pending investigation. Authorities are downplaying the connection between their investigation and recent disappearances. Chief Inspector Walter Neese praised the work of the 18th Precinct charged with the task. This is the most thorough procedure ever conducted on my watch, said Mr. Neese. Presently, there is no estimate for when the Gold Block citizens will be able to return. So you can either sign out or post a comment.
Yeah, I'll say.
So it's a world that's very connected,
Mm.
and everybody has their own
Out of the channel.
has their own kind of say and stuff.
Right.
8 blocks off. Almost there.
So that's where you just were. So you got to go up this way.
Popping up like weeds.
Do you ever do the thing in video games where it's I might need it later, like that?
Like
that
not
combo?
use any
Yeah.
items. Yeah.
So like
all the time.
if you're like in Fallout, like playing Fallout, and you have like is it a fat boy or a little boy?
The fat boy, fat man.
Is that what the nukes are called? The miniature nukes?
Yeah.
So say you have like one of them, and you're coming across like a behemoth mutant or whatever they're called, like the big ones.
Yeah.
And you don't use it because you're like, well, maybe I'll encounter a bigger mutant further down the road, and I'll need it then. And so like you get to the end of the game, you have like an arsenal like bigger than like France, and it's just like, oh, well, okay, I guess I don't need any of these then, and you just have like a bunch of weapons available. Do you ever do that?
Yep.
That's such a gamer thing to do, though.
I did that a lot when I was playing through. Well, when I play through pretty much any RPG, it's like by the end of the game, I've got so many health potions. Oh no! What is this?
So you're almost dead, but if you can kill all these guys in one turn, then you can then you'll live.
That's not going to happen.
Actually, can I try? So place this. No, and then.
Don't die.
Alright, I don't think this is gonna happen, but
So it's not like Borderlands where you only have to kill one guy.
yeah. Oh, okay. So you don't actually die. I forgot about this. You don't die. You just lose one of your abilities, and you have to level up or wait until you can get one of those back.
Oh.
Which is a little annoying, but is better than actually outright dying. If you outright die, I think the game is over.
So if you lose all your abilities, game's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just passing through.
I forget how you get those back. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, so I have to go to one more access point to repair that.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah. So if I come down here, because there was one down here.
I think
Oh yeah,
we gotta find a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that one on wide just for the time being.
Okay.
That's better.
Alright, here you go. I like the little sparks that the sword makes on the ground too. That's pretty cool. Whee!
Get ready to get jumped. Or not.
Post-apocalyptic stuff is
Stick around.
another setting.
Hey, you like?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can never get into it.
No, why not?
I don't know. I like sci-fi stuff. And I like fantasy stuff. I don't like it where society is broken down.
Mm.
So you can't get at that creep because he's protected by that shield. But if you kill the cheerleader,
The one in the center.
yeah, I have no idea why it's called that. Try so you can only go on the places where there's light, if that makes sense, or there's like.
So can I break these?
Yeah.
Get at you now. Fallout's really a game about society rebuilding.
That's true, I guess, but I don't know. There's something about that setting I could never get into. I don't know what it is,
We're off.
but it was. There's a. Maybe it's just because, like, I don't like... I just found, like, the desert really boring. I'm not a huge fan of desert settings.
Mm-hmm. I could have done that.
Yeah. But... I'm not saying that Fallout's a bad game. I'm not particularly into it. Which is, it's too bad. Because, like, it's one of those things where, like, I wish I was a fan of it because so many people I know are fans of it. So, you
What the hell? I thought I killed him.
Solid. I guess we're done.
Asshole orb thing.
Think we got
But, yeah.
back this way.
It's, I don't know, there's something about those, although you got your other one back now.
Okay.
I really like noir style settings, like kind of like 1940s and steampunk style too.
Have you played L.A. Noire?
I couldn't get into it. Like, I know I just said I like noir style settings, but I could not get used to that game mechanic. We gotta read people's faces because apparently I'm shit at that. It's just like, and I didn't like how the fact the character was like, and like really exaggerated facial expressions all the time. And I was just like,
there is a disconnect between the faces and the body movement.
yeah. I like what they were trying to do, but I feel like actually that's a game that deserves a sequel on next gen
Oh yeah.
consoles. Because if they had that, then you could easily like.
I want one set in the '60s where you play as a straight up private eye
Yeah.
instead of a
Yeah.
you know.
Or like in
investigator.
the 50s, he's like he's come back from the war and stuff, and he's all like dejected and bullshit. Oh,
She brought help.
Who's this now?
who's that you're fighting?
That's another young lady, or is that a new one?
It's
Like a new version.
yeah, but you gotta take out the cheerleader because the cheerleader is protecting the young lady. This is a weird game. I just realized that. And eventually you'll get to, you'll encounter this place. I think it's called I think they call it the Nook and Cranny or something like that. And it's like a little pocket dimension. Almost. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like a little beach area that you end up like, it's like a hub area, and from there you get to learn more about the character of Red and like the sword that you're talking to, because the sword clearly knows you.
Mm-hmm.
And Red is a silent protagonist, which is weird because she's a singer, but she lost her voice for some reason. And that's part of the games. You got to figure out why. You know, what's a good DLC?
What?
The DLC for I think it's called Project Overlord for Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
That had good music and had a really kind of interesting story.
It did, yeah.
I didn't expect the twist at the it wouldn't come at the end. It kind of figured it out partway through. That was a cool. I'm glad it wasn't just a straight up AI. It was like more monstrous than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely made you question. I mean, you were questioning the Cerberus's motives already, but that kind of sealed the deal.
When I go through and play Mass Effect 2 again, like when I played it the first time, obviously, I got it after I completed my playthrough, so it didn't make much sense because they're like, yeah, we need your help, Commander Shepard's like, I thought I told you people, like, screw off and never come back. But
why does A heal him?
Because I think A is a... I don't know what A is. I forget.
Oh, yeah. Moving.
When I go back and play through like now, because I have all the DLC unlocked, I play that mission right after you get the you go on the collector vessel,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm just like, okay, clearly Cerberus is not on the up and up, and like, but I love how that game makes you like Cerberus not sympathetic, but like not seem useless, because the Council in Mass Effect 1 was completely useless.
Agreed.
But then Cerberus is like, there are Reapers coming after us. Like, okay, yeah, there are. Okay, well, let's do something about it. We're gonna do stuff. We're doing stuff. We're gonna get you all this kind of equipment. We're gonna get you this ship. Whatever you want to do. we'll help you do it. And it's just like, yeah, but you're an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, but we're helping to save the world. And I kind of dislike how Cerberus became the up and up bad guy in the last one, or in the third one, I should say. Because like I felt like it would have been better if Cerberus was like, if the Alliance was not like, not that make the Alliance the bad guys, make them kind of.
Oh wait, I got him.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay, never mind.
If they made the Alliance more kind of like, yeah, we gotta talk about what we're doing more and stuff, and
They left the lights on.
and all that kind of shit, and just like and whereas Cerberus could be like, no, we're gonna go right out and like we're gonna do all this stuff to beat the Reapers, but it was more kind of like cutthroat about it, and they were like, I would have preferred it if the Alliance was the Paragon path and Cerberus was the Renegade path, and like, so the Alliance is the moral high road, but it's much harder to do, because like you got to make more compromises and stuff. Whereas Cerberus is like, no, we're doing this we're gonna beat the Reapers, but at any cost, kind of thing.
Right.
And I would have preferred that to have been the kind of moral choice of that game. And then at the end, you either side with the Elusive Man, or you side with Admiral Anderson, or you do your own thing and you do the green shit, the synergy or whatever it was, which in my game made sense, but I understand why a lot of people didn't like that ending.
Yeah. I always go red.
Yeah. I always go blue.
Blue?
Well, except for in Mass Effect 2, there were a couple of times where I went red just because of cool stuff happened. Like, I love when you're talking to Sergeant John.
No, I meant I always go red at the end of the game.
Oh, okay, I see. I always go green at the end of the game. But I love the Renegade Interrupts in Mass Effect 2 where you're trying to get to Archangel, and the guy's fixing the gunship, and you just go, you're working too hard. And you like stick him with the electrical thing. He's like, ah! That was cool. And I love the bit where you're trying to get to Thane. And the guy's like, I have nothing more to say to you. If you shoot me, a squad of my guys are going to come tearing through the door. And he's just like, all right. And you push him through the window, and you're like, oh my god. What was your favorite class to play in that game?
Infiltrator.
Yeah? I always like playing either the Vanguard or Sentinel. Although Infiltrator was cool. Definitely...
The Vanguard is the biotic soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get I like the biotic charge. That's
Yeah.
a cool power.
That's how I beat Insanity on Mass Effect 3.
Because you can just...
charge and recharge
Yeah.
and charge.
The way I'm doing it is I actually put Mass Effect 3 down for bits because I got new games for Christmas, but I became a Sentinel, and instead of having I usually go Sentinel, and my bonus power is the warp ammo, but I'm not doing that this time. I have the Sentinel overshield, and I have I think it's called it's either fortification or death shielding, one of the two. I forget which one it is, but it stacks to your Sentinel shield, and it ends with the blood dragon armor. You end up having I think like 90% protection, so like only 10% of attacks are actually hurting your or going through or like damaging your shields.
And your shield explodes when it when it depletes, right?
Yeah. So I do that, and I go power heavy. So I have also I usually use warp, but when I play as the Vanguard, I have I give the person Nova, or not Nova, sorry, Lash or Flash, or what was it?
Yeah, let's keep looking.
It was Flash, because you get it from the Omega game.
What is this?
I don't know. Oh, I think it's because you're in the spotlight and you're singing.
Oh, no, when I press L1, what is L1?
I don't know what she's doing there.
Is she singing?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's interesting. Just go back for a bit, and then go up to the posters. So you can like you just gotta, and like if you inspect that, and he'll like give you some like story bits and stuff. So clearly you can see yourself is on there. So she has a cool design too. Like, it's just a really interesting looking
Let's have a look downstairs.
design. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. She does look like a futuristic singer,
Yeah.
so they got that right.
You know what setting really sucked?
What?
Well, I'm looking at the poster now, the Final Fantasy 13. Because I was expecting, like, a really cool, like, futuristic setting where, like, there wasn't magic, but you're using, like hyper advanced technology as magic. 'Cause a lot of the stuff in that game is digital, like the monsters and stuff that are used by the bad guys, like, come out of, like, digital space. And like, Lightning got the Gravcon shit at the beginning where she's flipping about and doing stuff. So I thought they were going to use, like, the Gravcom as magic and stuff like that. And it's like,
that would have been cool, hey.
Yeah. No, you don't get to use that. There's a lot of missteps with that game, man.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
It could have been really, really good.
Yeah. So this is the first boss coming up now.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
So that's how you bring out the boss?
Well,
this boss.
This is where you played a concert earlier tonight, I think, if we could listen to the story.
Did we cause the world to die?
No.
Oh.
That So this is her singing, but this is her remembering her singing. Who do you I was gonna say, like, her design kind of reminds me of like Elizabeth almost. That kind of like with the long dress almost. Although I liked Elizabeth when
sort of the classical style sort of thing.
Yeah. I just preferred Elizabeth's first design as opposed to the second one where she had the short hair and the blue dress. I preferred it when she had the white blouse on almost.
Yeah. You prefer innocent Elizabeth?
Yeah.
That's her name now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know. I mean, I like both designs, obviously. Did you notice that there were some, like, as much as I love that game, there was a couple of really weird stuff happened in that game. Like, I don't know if it happened in yours, but there's a scene in mine where you're traveling on a tram, and Elizabeth says, and asks, so, who hired you? And you say, I'm taking you to, this random guy said he would wipe out my debt with these really bad men if I take you to New York. And he's like, oh, okay. And then later on, she's like, where are we go? You get onto the airship. He's like, where are you going? He was like, we're going to Paris. He's like, no, it's not. Those are the coordinates to New York. She's like, how could you betray me? I'm like, did we go over this already? I don't know. I just felt like it was well active. I'm just like, clearly something glitched out in the game or something. Or I felt like that game went through a lot of design, like redesigns over the course of its life. Because apparently Elizabeth wasn't even going to speak in the first version. So you're kind of remembering the beginning of the game.
Hey, say something already. Say something, will you?
Anyway, it's big story stuff is happening.
A lot of games have, like, a lot of good games have sections of questionable writing.
Look who it is.
I know, like, Mass Effect.
Okay.
The first Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Have you played the first Mass Effect?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That was the shit out of that game.
Yeah. You don't like the combat, though.
No.
Right.
You.
I know you love 2 and 3.
The enemies look cool, too. Like, that's a cool looking enemy.
Yeah. I brought it up because the one of the options in the first Mass Effect, when you first get to the Citadel,
Yeah.
and you go to the wards,
Yeah.
and Ashley and Caden are looking out at the Citadel, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
aliens, whatever.
Yeah.
There's an option there for Shepard to say, well, you know, why don't aliens like us or something like that?
Yeah, and they say, he says, we got, like, movies, music, this thing called love, I think she says, or he says.
Yeah.
I play as a girl.
Yeah. We've got oceans, beautiful women, this thing called love.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah. That's...
If you ever say this thing called love,
Yeah.
or if you're like a blog writer And it's like, let me tell you something about this thing we call life.
Yeah.
You were dead to me.
Yeah, that was a...
Dead to me.
Yeah. I prefer playing Mass Effect as a girl, because to me, Shepard is a woman. But when I played through the first time, I was male. So I always played through each Mass Effect the first time as a male Shepard. And so when I went back in the first Mass Effect to play as a girl, I don't know, have you played Mass Effect as a girl?
Yeah.
When I played through as a guy and you meet Harkin, oh, that's gonna explode. Oh, she's back. So when you play through as Harkin, and you kill, as a male, he's just like, oh, fuck you, and I don't like you, and I'm a shitty cop, and blah blah blah. When you play through as a girl, he's like, ah, sweet thing, why don't you come down and tell old Uncle Harkin how, give old Uncle Harkin a squeeze. I'm just like,
Uncle Hunkin.
Man, I'm screwing up with the stuff today. And I'm just like, oh man, like, what an asshole. And I just thought it was really cool how they did that. I wish that had come up more in the game, but the problem with Mass Effect is they had a cool thing going, but they didn't let the characters breathe enough. Like, the only character you really got to know was Rex, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Garrus didn't really have that much of a personality.
Even Garrus. Like,
He became my favorite character. I liked his design in the first one, but he became my favorite character in 2 because he had a really interesting story in 2. Actually, that was something they gave all of the characters in 2 was a really interesting. Like, the side missions made every character feel really interesting.
No, I agree with you. I think the only reason Garrus was so interesting in 2 though was because everybody loved him in the first one. Everyone just loved his character.
Yeah. And he had by far the best romance.
I've never done a Garrus romance.
It's hilarious.
It always felt wrong.
No, it's hilarious. And it's to the point where I'm so, like, I did, in my 2 playthroughs, because I have 2 female characters, I either have Liara or Garrus. And when I don't know, just there's something about that Garrus romance which is so funny because he's so awkward. And it's just perfect because, like, the lines he gives are just so friggin' awkward all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And in Mass Effect 3 Citadel, he has the best cutscene ever. He and Shepard he invites Shepard to a bar and they start to dance. It's really awkward and corny, and it's just a great moment for the characters. Oh, she's healing.
Oh no! Don't you do that?
That game, all that game was, or all that DLC was a love letter to the. Yeah, she's healing at from the worms or the weeds. Sorry, that was just a huge love letter to the fans of the franchise.
Yeah, it was really well done. All right, this is it.
Oh, I don't know if you probably can't hear that. But there's something fucked up with his voice, like the Transistor's voice. He can't really talk anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's you think it has something to do with her that's fucking up his voice?
Oh well, I still killed you. What do I do with this?
Oh, she's recharging.
What do I have to do to win?
I think this is her last form.
Oh, she has forms.
Or her last bit.
Oh, you are the worst thing.
Also, you'd be doing better if you were paying attention. I'm being nice because...
Thanks, Adam.
You're kind of sucking. Oh, no.
Out of
You're facing
range.
the wrong way. Oh, there's another cheerleader down there. Watch out.
Where?
Right there. See it?
Oh. Alright.
See what I mean? But you really have to use the trance or whatever this is called. I cannot for the life of me remember what this mode is called. You know, I wish there was a when Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out. I hope that game has like there. I think she's gonna die now. I hope that game has like a here's what happened in like up into the universe. Oh, she's coming back again. Oh no, she's dead now. You gotta pick all those up or they'll recharge. So that's the actual person there.
Bitch.
Hello again, Sybil.
I hope they do the thing where like this is what's happened in the world since like obviously not have to explain like 1, 2, or 4, but just like an intro to the game because I might honestly pick it up and play just to give it a go.
Yeah.
And give it an honest try.
That's only 3 in Peace Walker you'd have to play to understand 5.
Yeah, but I don't really want to have to play through like a game as long as Metal Gear Solid 3 to get.
Not that long.
How long is it?
10, 15 hours.
Oh, it's not bad.
Peace Walker's another 10, 15 hours.
Okay, well, I have to get it for PlayStation 3 or 2, which I do have that system, but it's I don't know. I might just read the wiki.
I have PlayStation 3 you can borrow if you're serious about it.
No, because it came out on PlayStation 2, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's better on PS3. It's HD on PS3. Or just download an emulator and play
That's
it.
true.
The empty set. It's closed for good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll lend you. I have like 3 copies of MGS3 on PS2.
Really?
You can have one of them.
Why? Why do you have that?
Because it's Metal Gear Solid 3, man.
Is that your favorite?
No, the first one's my favorite.
Yeah. Or a lot of people say 4 is their favorite.
4? No. Not mine. 4 is a good game. It's a lot of fan service.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's the Mass Effect 3 Citadel of Metal Gear Solid.
That's what I liked about Citadel, is like you didn't have to have it. Like if you didn't love Mass Effect, then you weren't gonna. There was no point to buy it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been going for an hour.
Yeah.
And we reached the first boss.
That's this game. We finished the game.
Yeah. Not even close. I think there's if that took an hour, then I think the game has like 10 hours to offer.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I can't remember. I think if you try and do everything, it's like 10 hours, which is you should do everything because you get really invested in the story.
I think the game's like $20.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Totally worth it.
Yeah, it's certainly like one of the best. Like even though it's not that long, it's a really good experience. It's kind of like when you come out of Infinity or Bioware, Bioshock Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
You come out like that was man. I can't even talk. When you come out of Bioshock Infinite, is like that was a really good experience, and then that's kind of like this game. Where it's like that was a really good experience. So, yeah. How do you like it?
Really good.
How are you doing that?
Huh?
How are you doing that?
R1.
Huh. So are you gonna play it like on your own time, like actually get the story and stuff?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. You see how like the world is changing? So like over like down there it's more cyberpunk, but up there it's just all like whitewashed and clearly that process stuff is happening. So
yeah,
really cool game. You should definitely get it. It's available. It's available for for most systems. I think no, it's not available for last gen. I don't think.
No.
So only current gen, so Xbox 360 or Xbox One, sorry, PS4 and Steam. You can't get it on the Wii, but that's because the Wii has terrible third-party support.
Yeah. Anyway, join us next week when we continue to play games that you may or may not have heard of. Goodbye.
Bye.